For the Beaver Radio Network, I'm Brian Schultz. BSU men's golf team returns to action this weekend, back from a tournament in Omaha, joined by senior Andrew Ellefsen out of Hugo, Minnesota. You finished in a tie for 36th. Congratulations.
Thanks.
This early in the year, do you have any idea what kind of a score you're going to shoot when you tee off on number one?
No, it's hard to be consistent right now coming out of the winter, obviously, and not having any days of practice and just heading to the tournaments and trying to find your swing. And it was pretty tough out there this week. It was really windy, so it made it even harder.
There were a lot of teams in this field. I'm guessing there were a lot of really good players, too?
Yeah, absolutely. There was a lot of kids that played really well. St. Cloud had a lot of guys that did well. So,
not to make any excuses, but you're one of the northernmost schools in the conference. How much does that put you behind the eight ball of some of the southern schools?
It definitely hurts us, but we should be able to come out and still play well and compete with some of the other teams. I mean, pretty much everyone in Minnesota is having the same problem as we are, and Minot, so we should be able to keep up with everyone.
Yeah, like you mentioned, you're not alone. Everyone's had to deal with this now for 2 years, actually. We're very shortened spring, late getting out. How long does it take you just to get the swing back down? Because let's be honest, it's not the same as swinging at a simulator and a net.
Yeah, absolutely. It takes a few rounds for sure to start finding some consistency, learning how your ball flight is, and making adjustments as you go. So we've just all been trying to find it, and hopefully we find it in the next couple weeks.
It's been wet and cold everywhere, it seems. How much less do you get off of a drive, just because the ground is soft and it's not playing like it will in July?
Yeah, you definitely lose a little bit of distance there. It all just depends on the course, really. Some courses it hasn't been as wet, but when it's been wet, you definitely lose some yardage, so it makes it a little harder.
Had you ever played the course in Omaha?
No, that was the first time. So,
what kind of course was it?
It was hilly, had a lot of different terrain. I mean, some of it was open, but it was really hard. It was just really windy, what made it hard for us. So,
you're the only senior on this team. You got 3 freshmen that kind of grew up a lot, I would assume, in the fall portion of the schedule. How difficult is it, though, for those guys just to keep battling when they're not used to playing college golf, number one, and they're not used to playing competition as good as what they're seeing?
Right. Yeah, it's definitely a learning process for them, but I think they're doing a great job, and they've been thrown into a pretty tough situation, and I think that they're going to really be good next year. They've got a lot of good experience now, and they'll be ready.
There's been a lot of roster turnover in your time here. What's it been like one year to the next year for you?
It's been good. I mean, you get a lot of new faces, but people that stick with it are turning out to be pretty good players, so I think everyone that sticks with it's done well.
In Omaha, Andrew Benson was tied for 13 at 157. You were just 9 shots back in a tie for 36. That's a lot of guys bunched up and towards the top of the leaderboard. Is that pretty common?
Yeah, it's pretty common. I mean, there's always a few kids that play really well, but then it kind of seems to find a group where everyone's kind of doing the same thing. I mean, the conditions were really hard, so I think that made it seem like if you played well, you definitely were a lot better than most of the field. So
when there's not that much of a difference, one shot makes a big difference. Do you replay rounds in your head, especially from round 1 to round 2, or not?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you're up on the leaderboard and you're battling with everyone, you can look at a few holes every tournament that could have changed your team score, your individual score, that would have helped out, definitely.
You guys go to a tournament in Upper Iowa this weekend in Waterloo. Have you played that course?
Yeah, we have. I personally didn't play it last year, but a couple of the kids, or Andrew Benson's played it, and that's pretty much it. So.
When you guys go someplace that you haven't played, how much time do you get, or can you get, to just walk around the course and just kind of visualize where you want to hit shots?
Yeah, we get one practice round where we get to just play with the other guys on the team, so we can hit a couple different shots, kind of see the course, and then usually we try to get a little practice after, hitting some putts, trying to figure out the speeds of the green, and it definitely helps.
When you guys get to a tournament, what is the format for those that are listening and watching that have never been a part of a high school or even a college golf meet? Who do you play with? How does it determine of who you're going to be walking the course with?
Sure. Well, the first day it's kind of random pairings. We just get assigned a team. It's anyone in our conference. And then the second day, based on your team score, you play with other teams that have shot similar numbers. The first three or the top three teams go off in groups, and then so on and so forth. So it all depends on where you are in the field as who you get paired with.
Do you all start at 1, or is it like a shotgun regular tournament?
The first day, usually tee times go off 1 and 10, and then the second day it's usually a shotgun to get everyone out there and get everyone back home as early as possible because everyone's been driving a lot.
You guys were a little delayed getting back from Omaha. How much team bonding have you guys been able to do?
Yeah, we've got a lot of team bonding in the van rides. Just from the fall and now to the spring, every tournament's a long drive, so we get to know each other pretty well.
You better get along, right?
Yeah, we all get along pretty good, so that's good.
Best of luck this weekend.
Thank you.